Confection kitchen. Today we are going to be making
peanut butter cookies, and we have Miss Talia here to help us. Cookies. We're gonna make the traditional crosshatch ones. This is definitely my favorite peanut butter recipe of all the different ones that I've made, so hopefully you get to enjoy it. So what you're gonna need today is So we're gonna go ahead and get started on mixing all the ingredients in, and Talia is going to help us with this today.
So let's start baking.
Yeah, let's bake. You're going to start by mixing all the dry ingredients. The first dry ingredients is you'll need 2 1/4 cup of all-purpose flour. To make sure that you level the flour like most ingredients, and you can have your little helper help you with that, either by leveling it out or them scooping and you leveling out. The next ingredient you will need is 1 teaspoon of baking powder. You will then need 1 teaspoon of baking soda. Last dry ingredient will be 1/2 teaspoon of salt. You will then whisk all of the ingredients together and set aside. In a large bowl, you are going to need 1/2 cup of room temperature unsalted butter and 1/2 cup of vegetable shortening, also room temperature. You will then blend these together until smooth for about 1 minute. Although your little helpers cannot use the mixer, give them jobs that are easy, like scraping down the sides of the bowl. It is now time to add the sugars. You will need 1/2 cup of granulated sugar and 1 cup of packed light brown sugar. When adding more brown sugar than regular sugar, it creates a softer and chewier cookie. You will now beat the sugar and butter together until creamed for about 2 minutes. Now you will need 2 large eggs at room temperature. To let the little helpers feel involved, have them crack the eggs separately in a bowl, so that way if there are shells, like seen here, then you can take them out before adding them to the actual recipe. Blend the eggs together on high speed until combined. Add 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. You will now add 1 1/4 cup of creamy peanut butter. Any brand will do. A trick that I find that helps to get the peanut butter out is outline the measuring cup with the spoon, and that way you have one big blob go down. Feel free to lick the spoon when you're done. I'll combine everything on medium-high speed. Now add all the dry ingredients to the wet ingredients and mix on low until combined. You are now going to cover this with plastic wrap and chill in the refrigerator for at least 1 hour. Preheat your oven to 350 degrees. After 1 hour of chilling in the refrigerator, you are now going to measure your cookies out to little balls. I usually measure from 30 to 33 grams. This is a great process for your little helpers to help. They can roll the balls for you while you measure them out. You'll need a half a cup of sugar in a small bowl. Once you have rolled out all the balls, you will roll them in that sugar and get them all nicely coated. Once all of the cookies are coated in sugar, take a fork and press down one way and press down another way. Do not be light-handed with this. Go ahead and press it down to really make an indent. Your little helpers can really have fun with this one. While your first batch is cooking, go ahead and weigh out and follow the process with the other cookies for the remainder of the cookie dough. You can then freeze them and save them for a later date. After you have rolled out all of your cookie dough, go ahead and put it back in the fridge for 10 minutes to re-firm up. Then you can put in a Ziploc bag and keep in the freezer for 3 to 6 months. Once the cookies around the edge look kind of crispy and soft in the middle, they are done. After the 5 minutes, you can go ahead and transfer them on a wire rack and let them cool completely. So that's how you make peanut butter cookies. We put them on a wire rack to let them cool. And for the other cookies that we did, I put them in a plastic bag already done, and this is actually gonna go in the freezer. And I dated it for August 2020, and it's usually good for 3 to 6 months. So now we're gonna try one. Ready, Josh? Come here. And I have a glass of milk too. Here you go, buddy. What do we think? Is it, nope.
Ding ding. I reflect vanilla. It's so good.
Still one of my favorites. Did you have fun? All right. Thanks for watching, guys. Thank you.
Like and subscribe.